Penelope, probably an ancient Thessalian divinity, daughter of Icarius and Peribia, of Spartan origin, she owes her fame to having been the wife of Odysseus, who made her queen in Ithaca. Initially, according to tradition, her name was Arnia or Arnatia. Thrown into the sea by order of Icarius, she had been saved by a flock of ducks that carried her, keeping her afloat to the nearest shore. After the miraculous event, her parents, reconsidering their decision, renamed her Penelope, which means duck. Penelope's father promised his daughter's hand in marriage to the hero, who would bring back victory in a running race. But when Odysseus emerged victorious, he tried in every way to convince his daughter to stay with him. Odysseus allowed her to do as she pleased. Penelope covered her face with a veil, showing by this gesture that she wanted to follow her husband. After the events that led to her marriage to Odysseus, Penelope followed her husband to Ithaca and had an only son by him, Telemachus, who was still young when Odysseus left for the Trojan War. During her husband's long absence, she had to face a whole series of suitors who coveted her hand and the throne of Ithaca. With great skill, Penelope managed to fend them off, invoking as an excuse the fact that she had to finish weaving a huge cloth that was to serve as a shroud for her father-in-law, Laertes, and only when the work was finished would she be able to make a decision in peace. But if during the day she showed herself full of zeal in weaving her canvas at the loom, at night she unwound everything she had worked on during the day, in order to postpone the moment of decision indefinitely and secretly hoping that Odysseus would return from the war in the meantime. The stratagem worked for a long time, but was finally discovered by the suitors, to whom some servants had revealed it. The insistence with which they asked her to decide gradually became more and more pressing and unbearable, but just when things were beginning to precipitate, Odysseus returned to Ithaca after an absence of 20 years. Penelope recognized her husband, to whom she had decided to remain faithful, by numerous signs. He, under the pretext of wanting to participate in the archery competition in which Penelope would finally choose her future husband, took up his bow in turn, slaughtering the suitors. Thus, Penelope was able to spend the rest of her life in peace with Odysseus. How faithful was Penelope? Although this version of the myth, attested by Homer, is prevalent in ancient sources, there is no shortage of traditions that oppose the figure of the faithful Penelope to a completely different, almost opposite character. It is said that she betrayed Odysseus with the god Hermes, giving birth to the god Pan from him, or from all her lovers, to whom she was given without distinction. It is also said that upon returning to Ithaca, Odysseus repudiated her, banishing her from the island. Penelope would then have gone to Sparta, her native city, and then to Mantinea. Another tradition relates that after Odysseus' death, Penelope married Telegonus, the son of Odysseus and the sorceress Circe. The main source of the stories related to Penelope is Homer's Odyssey. References to those versions of the myth according to which Penelope would have deceived Odysseus appear in later authors, Pausanias, Apollodorus, Cicero, etc. Information regarding the birth of Pan by Penelope is also found in Herodotus. Other references to his story appear in Apollodorus and Pausanias.